Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki. And today, I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at naughtylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable. And please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Good morning, Naughty Crew. Welcome back to my channel, Naughty Love Movement. It shows Naughty, bring you the latest and trending topics, and I vlog my life. And I appreciate every last one of you joining me, but I just need you to support the channel by liking this video, sharing if you can. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and comment on my videos. Engagement is key. All opinions are welcome and appreciated. I just ask that you respect YouTube guidelines. Hope everyone is having a beautiful start to their day. Please make sure you follow me. I do a lot of vlogging on Instagram, TikTok, and social media sites because YouTube is all funny about copyright and things like that. All my social media is scrolling on the banner below, and I haven't mentioned this in a while, and I need to. Please, I have the head wraps. They right behind me in the crates. Anybody want head wraps? Just DM me on Instagram. We'll set up a consultation. We'll go through the fabrics, and I'll ship them out. That's just how that goes. My prices are very reasonable. I'm not trying to break your pockets, but support your girl. That's my thing. I love to sell hair wraps. I'm here to hand out my crowns to my kings and my queens and bring value back to our people. Because in this climate of things, show, there's so much divisiveness going on. I have some updates today in regards to Sonya Massey. We've been talking about it on this channel. She tragically lost her life at the hands of an unhinged police officer. Whether she threw a pot of water or not, it did not warrant him to take her life at the end of the day. Also, I want to get Khaotic dropped a diss track to Scrappy. Child. This is all for the storylines, to keep the drama going on Love and Hip Hop. We'll touch on that a little bit. And then we got a bunch of policy updates. So please make sure you like, comment, and share. I'm going to go ahead and drop this intro to give people a chance to load up in the room. And I'll be right back. Whew. I was on these YouTube streets last night. Ciao. There's so much unnecessary beef going on. And it is in this climate of things, I feel like it's a lot more important things that we need to be focused on, like voting, than beefing with one another. But this is what the masses want. They want to see the divide. They want to see the distraction, so that we're not focusing on voting in this political climate that we're in. It's just a lot. I think it's enough content for everyone to go around, and we do not have to tear each other down to get ahead. That's the main thing. But for the most part, I try to lead by example, and I treat people how I want to be treated. Now, if you ignorant and you can't honor and respect that, that's your loss at the end of the day. But I'm my own competition. And that's why I don't worry about, like, of course you look at the numbers, but I don't worry about them. My time will come where I'm gonna blow up. And shout out to Voodoo Doll. She had an excellent panel yesterday, and she brought a lot of content creators together, and she just created a healthy, positive conversation, and it just spread. And that was just her moment to shine, and I love that for her, because Voodoo is very insightful. I love her perspective, but most of all, she don't hold no shorts. She straight shooter, and that's why I love her content. But she made magic over there yesterday. Go over there and check out her video. As you all know, quite a few content creators are beefing, and some of them are crashing out. But Voodoo was able to create a safe space and create a bridge where olive branches were extended and positive steps for forgiveness were created. And I love that. You know what? We're not going to always agree on things. We all have different perspectives, and as we should be independently thinking. And people are human. They make mistakes out of emotion and things like that. The main thing is, when you make a mistake like that, when you do something heinous against someone and you put out lies, it's the accountability piece that matters. And if you can take accountability and walk through that and apologize, that's when you're growing as a person. So I'm big on accountability. Like, I never get up here and proclaim that I'm perfect or anything like that. I've had my challenges through the years, and I'm not shy about that. I made my mistakes or whatever. But it's just sad on YouTube how people will take your mistakes, throw it in your face, and act as though they can't be in that same position. So until you walk a mile in somebody else's shoes, don't judge. But I want to encourage each other, everyone, to, instead of like spewing the hate and disparaging each other and causing divisiveness, put yourself in somebody else's shoes and lead with love. And that's what I want to encourage everyone to do. So please make sure you're liking this video. Good morning, Juanita. Good morning. All right. And to the people in the bushes, make sure you liking the video, engaging in the channel. All right. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. We have some great content over here. I believe in myself. I built my channel from the ground up on my own. I figured everything out. I'm still figuring it out. I don't know everything I need to know, but I'm grateful for my YouTube family that supports me, and they respect the work that I do. So shout out to all my favorite content creators. Y'all know who you are. Y'all know who you are. I'm not gonna go out there because I don't want to miss anybody and somebody feel some sort of way. Okay, so let's get started. So much going on. We're gonna start off with Sonya Massey. People seem to be divided on this issue, but shout out to Tex. I think it was Tex that sent me this clip, and I was like, oh my God, thank you. Yeah, Texas D. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for this clip. I felt like it hit home. All right, here we go. Fair use. Everything we talk about is under fair use commentary. And shout out to the Queen Poe for this footage. Here we go.
People will say Black people need to just get over it. They'll say we need to just get over it. Slavery was so long ago. Black people need to just get over it. But it's not just about slavery. It's about today. It's about the fact that I grew up with my parents telling me about Eleanor Bumpers, who was in the kitchen cooking dinner for her family before she was unjustly unalived by police. It's about the fact that Ayanna Jones is a 7-year-old girl who was taking a nap on the couch and never got the chance to wake up again because the police raided the wrong house. It's about a Tatiana Jefferson who was unjustly unalived in front of her nephew because the police responded to a non-emergency call, yet somehow, someway, they sent bullets through her window. It's about Sandra Bland never making it home after she was unjustly arrested during a traffic stop because she just wanted to finish her cigarette. It's about Breonna Taylor laying in bed with her partner before the police ran in her home without identifying themselves and sent 6 shots through her body, unjustly unaliving her, and then trying to cover it up and still getting away. And today we have Sonya Massey in her kitchen following instructions. They told her to turn off the pot of boiling water. She turned off the water. She goes to dump it out. They accuse her of trying to come at them. She puts her hands up with the oven mitts on. She ducks down. Weapons are already drawn by this point, and she's unjustly unalive. And there's questions about whether or not she deserves it. So when they say Black people need to just get over it, slavery was so long ago. It's not just about slavery. It's not about so long ago. It's about systemic oppression as a result of racism that still exists today. It's about the fact that every time we think we've gotten over one hurdle, a new one appears. It's about the fact that, yes, there was slavery. Yes, there was Jim Crow. Yes, there was redlining. But we have Eleanor Bumpurs. We have Ayanna Jones. We have a Tatiana Jefferson. We have Sandra Bland. We have Breonna Taylor. We have Sonya Massey, and so many others. How can we get over it when it's always right in front of us? You know, people will say Black people need to just get over it.
And see, that was a word right there. That was a word right there. I'm going to just let y'all sit in that. Hey, Be More Shorty, Grand Rising, Juanita, yes. Hashtag justice for Sonya Massey. It's the fact that it keeps happening over and over and over again, okay? And then you have people who have the nerve, they call themselves trying to, I guess, justify this. Maybe we need to look at the attitude of police officers towards Black people and how they approach us and how the fear they can instantly make a choice to just take our lives like it doesn't mean anything, like we don't have any value. We're tired of being devalued as people, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys another perspective. I don't necessarily agree, and I know you all have seen, most of you have seen the video, okay? It shook me to my core to see what happened. And just in a blink of an eye, someone can make the choice to just take your life. And it's unjust. It is. If she was so in the wrong, it was just water. Why not just handcuff her? Why pull out a weapon? She was unarmed. Clearly, she was unarmed. It keeps happening over and over again. So every time that it happens, it's like reopening a wound that never even had a chance to heal. Let me get my Naughty Crew perspective. Fair use commentary. A TikToker created some outrage over this issue because of her point of view. Shout out to Savoy Show.
Lose her life. I'm going to say that again. She did not deserve to lose her life. It is also true that she did throw a pot of boiling hot water at a police officer. That is true. Video that been slowed down. You can clearly see her throwing the water. You can see the aftermath of the water that was thrown at the police officer.
So y'all want me to apologize. So here's the thing. I already said in my live earlier, as soon as somebody that's reputable confirms that the video that I seen is fake, then I'm going to issue an apology for reporting on a fake video. If that video is fake, I'm woman enough to say I seen a fake video, believed it, and then spoke on it, right? But until a reputable source confirms that that video is fake, then I know what I seen, right? I'll keep saying, where's the video at then? Where's the video at then? But like I said, not that it really even matters showing y'all the clip, because, like I said, the goalposts just keep getting moved. It went from I was just straight up lying, I never seen a video clip showing that, to then when you seen the clip, then it turned into, okay, yeah, maybe she did see a clip, but it was fake. Then, okay, well, maybe she did pick up a pot, but she was defending herself. You gonna move the goalpost however you want to. The truth of the matter is, when it's all said and done, the most important part was that he should not have used deadly force. She did not deserve to be unalived. And that was the main point I drove in my video. Yet, y'all selective hearing, you made it seem like I was trying to justify what the police did. I would never.
And Sonya Massey.
So one thing she's right about is, like, however your eyes seen it, regardless of the fact, the response to her actions did not deserve the level that officer put out. Period. Let me see what some of these comments are saying. Hey, James, she said, it's crazy. Nobody tells the Jews to get over the Holocaust, yet us blacks should get over it. Smiling in my head. Some things will never change. That's it. And that's what we're saying. Things are never going to change. They're always going to devalue us as a people. And then they uplift the most heinous, despicable, disgusting people. But this officer has a history. Okay, we talked about, I mentioned this yesterday, and I found the article on it. Right, Be More Shorty. We can never get over something that consistently happens. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talks for this information. Oh, wow. The man arrested for unaliving Sonya Massey was previously discharged from the Army for serious misconduct and was still hired by multiple police departments despite this. So the documents obtained from the Kincaid Police Department, where Grayson previously worked, note that he was in 2016 for misconduct, serious offense, at the Fort Riley Army installation in Kansas. Army officials confirmed Grayson was a wheeled vehicle mechanic from May 2014 to February of 2016, but declined to provide further details about his discharge. The Privacy Act of the Department of Defense policy prevents releasing information related to misconduct of the low-level employee and characterization of service at discharge. Army spokesman Bryce S. Dubé wrote in an email, officials of Fort Worth Riley did not return voicemail seeking comment. So he has a history of misconduct, but they hired him as an officer. It's crazy. I'm sorry, guys. I was supposed to get into this, but I saw that and I had to mention it. All right, so this person said, oh, Tanisha Thomas, I just knew the clowns would come forward, and here we are. Wow. She's doing this for views and likes, which then gets her to receive money from social media. That's all. This person should have started with that point. She didn't deserve to do that. Right. If extra special with sauce and indoctrinated was a person. All skin folks ain't kin folks. Can we rally up and get this lady account deleted? Look, she has a right to her point of view. Hey, Miss Brenda. Happy Thursday. She has a right to her point of view. Did she choose the wrong wording? Possibly. There's so much fake news going on. We don't know we know what happened. A person lost their life unnecessarily, period. But some people have an insensitive way of delivering their message at the end of the day. But here's my thing. They calling for her to get deleted. They need to delete Candace Owens and put a muzzle on that bitch ass. I swear, because I can't even stand her. She came out with her outrageous point of view, as usual, in regards to Massey. And it's just like, I wish you would keep. Not everything is meant to be said out loud, and this really disgusts me. And it just like, are you a Black woman in America or what? Like, shout out to Omwan with Tasha K for posting this. Fair use commentary. Tasha, I love you. Please don't strike my video.
Of course, as I have said since the beginning of time, there are mistakes that police officers are human beings. There are mistakes that happen. And the idea that now you're going to use this situation and all the usual suspects are already involved. We know that Attorney Crump is already involved, to then try to make Black Americans believe that this happened simply because she was Black is pointedly ridiculous. So I am saying to Black Americans today, do not take this bait. Yes, what happened in this situation, I think he's going to have a very hard time, this officer, saying that he absolutely felt so threatened by boiling water that the only solution was for him to mindfully say, I'm going to shoot you in the face. And that's what he did. I think that's going to be a very steep hill to climb. But the reaction from Black America cannot be exactly what they want. There is a reason that whoever is in control of Joe Biden's account instantly tweeted about this, okay? It's because they think we're stupid. They think we're emotional. They think that we always respond illogically and emotionally, and that it's an easy way for them to shore up votes by saying, oh, look, forget that we've destroyed everything around you and that we got you to burn down your neighborhoods, burn down your neighborhoods in 2020. And then obviously stole a bunch of money because none of that money actually went to making your neighborhoods better. And so now those communities are desolate. Forget all of that, because look, another video. And this means racism is back, and vote for us because we're going to show you how emotional we are. And that's exactly what Joe Biden did. He tweeted this on the heels. He wrote, Sonya, Massey, a beloved mother, friend, daughter, and young Black woman, should be alive today. Sonya's death at the hands of a police officer reminds us that all too often Black Americans face fears for their safety in ways many of the rest of us do not. Sonya's family deserves justice. I am heartbroken for her children and family as they face this unthinkable and senseless loss. Jill and I mourn with the rest of the country, and our prayers are with Sonya's families, loved ones, and community during this devastating time. Okay, again, going to say here, this happened in Springfield, Illinois, that the only reason whoever is in control of his account is putting that out there is because too many Black Americans are turning toward Trump. They think too many Black Americans are catching on to the Democrat scam. And so they scan every one of these situations and they leave out the hard facts. And the hard facts are that if you examine this just based on a percentage rate, white Americans unarmed are more likely to be shot and killed by police officers in mistakes, shot and killed by police officers in these correspondences than Black Americans. That is a fact. It is an inescapable fact. There's no way to examine the statistics and not come out with that understanding, okay? And they don't want you to know that. There's never been a time ever on his timeline where he has shared anything about a white person being killed unarmed by a police officer because it doesn't feed their narrative. So stand up to this, okay? And all you have to do is be mentally forthright. Do not fall for the scam. Do not run out of your house. Do not burn down your neighborhood in Springfield, Massachusetts. Instead, demand that Joe Biden make an appearance and let us know who has been in control of the White House all of this time, because that is what this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be a red herring. Of course.
I'm so tired of this shit. Yes, Couture Bay, she loves to defend bad people. This is disgusting. Candace Owens, you are disgusting. First of all, what does the politics have to do with the conduct of the police officers and their attitude towards Black people? It's happened over and over again. And for you to try to justify this with a statistic that white and unarmed Americans get unalived at a higher rate than Black people, what Joe Biden said was the truth. He recognizes the core issue, but you thirst bucket. You are dangerous for our community. This is disgusting. She's disgusting. And like I said, they want to call for that TikToker to be canceled. Why aren't we canceling her? She is not for our people. She's not for anyone but herself. Quite frankly, I think she want to be more white than Amber Rose. And that's just the honest truth. How insensitive is she to put out that commentary when there is a family grieving the loss of their relative? I felt like that's irresponsible reporting. I don't how many statistics she bring out her ass. Look at the facts. She never stand with us, and I'm over it. And anybody that supports her, you think just like her. But in Chicago, they're standing for justice, and I just hope it remains peaceful. Shout out to Black Asian. The people are coming out in droves for Sonya Massey so that her family can get justice. Right. Right, Miss Brenda. How did Joe Biden, what did Joe Biden have to do? It's given she's thirsty. Oh, we gonna get into the politics. Be more shorty. They're coming. So bad. Good point. She said she mad because they chose Amber Rose over her. James says yeah, she's slow. What YouTube woman was harmed by a police officer? Yeah, if I were her family, I would rebuke Candace Owens. Yes, Miss Brenda. Yo, let me tell you, Joe Biden was like this.
Now why am I in it?
And you could have did it.
See how I get wrong because you never apologize.
Period. And that's how Joe Biden was. And this is how I felt about Candace Owens. I thought her commentary was very insensitive. I felt like it was all over the place. I felt like she was trying to make politics into a social issue. Yes, I feel bad for the family too. But Chicago, stand up. They are coming out in droves to support justice. I just hope it remains peaceful because, to be quite honest, every time this happens, a lot of times it ends up bad. People start looting, and we diminish the meaning behind our message by adding crime to it. You take the power out of our message when you do that, when you start looting and breaking the law and things like that. So I just hope it remains peaceful. That's it. That's all I hope for. But I'm here for them pulling together and supporting one another and supporting his family through this time. But Candace Owens, I want to put a muzzle on that hoe. Oh, I said that out loud. My bad. But the family is speaking out of the neighborhood talks for capturing this footage. Please remember to like the video and share the video. We need to get the word out here.
He should have never had a gun. He should have never been given the opportunity to kill my child because he had some serious blemishes on his record. Serious. This man had 2 convictions for DUI. He never had a badge. He should have never had a gun. He should have never been given the opportunity to kill my child because he had some serious blemishes on his record. Serious. This man had 2 convictions for DUI. He had never had a.
Okay, but that just goes to show how the double standards of our justice system is. Okay, this man had 2 convictions. Anybody else with convictions would not be able to garner a job on the police force, but it's the privilege. Oh, I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. I went over the story, what's going on down in South Carolina. That story hit home. It's close to me, about a whole police force that was allowing officers to SA and violate the inmates. And his father was like the head sheriff. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no accountability, especially in a country that allows a convicted felon to run for. It's the hypocrisy for me. Also, Sonya Massey's son. That was Sonya Massey's father. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked for this. Her son also is speaking out, and my heart goes out to him for even having to walk through this pain publicly. It has to be tough. It has to be tough for him. He has to say.
Told me, well, I got a call from
Here we go. Sorry.
a hospital, actually. I never got a call from the police or whatever. But they told me that my mom, I got shot in the eye and it came out her neck. And they didn't tell me who. They were just saying somebody. They never would tell me who. They just kept on saying someone shot her. They would never tell me who shot my mom, though. So, and I think I was the first person to find it out, too. I had to go tell my grandma myself. That's all I can say.
And you kept asking who?
Yeah, and they wouldn't tell me at all. Well, they told me, well, I got a call from the hospital.
Is there anything you think we can do for her? All right. I'm not even gonna waste my med stuff then.
Oh, sorry, guys. Why was he employed? So, you just heard Sonya's dad speak on why was he even employed. So, deputy who unalived Massey worked 6 agencies in 4 years. He also was convicted of 2 DUIs. Thank you. Thank you. It's sad. Okay. Thank you for sharing your experience, I want to say your name, Little Magic, Little Mom Magic. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. They went to Korea. They never felt threatened by the police officer. Like, I'm scared. Like, if I get pulled over, I'm scared. I immediately get anxiety. The father, is that her daughter? No, that's her son. Yes. Yes. So I mean, this is just a sad, terrible situation, and I hope the family gets justice. They need to sue the Illinois Police Department, and that officer is right where he belongs, in prison. You do not have the right to just take people out of their lives. And Candace Owens, I just feel like really, really, really irresponsible. And I think she's thirsty. I think she's thirsty to stay that relevant, and she don't care who she sacrificed in the process, as long as she gets her clicks and her views. She don't say anything controversial. I think the only thing I ever agree with Candace Owens about is what she said about the Kardashians. That's it. But I feel like she should be yes, please get these likes up. Thank you, Brie. I think she she should be canceled. Like, it's just sad. On the tail end of this, the little Scrappy and Khaotic beef still goes on. Well, Khaotic dropped a diss track. I can't play it because he'll probably copyright strike me. But you guys go check it out. He said some real deep things in this song. Okay, it's called Competition. It's called Competition. So he said some real deep things. Like, and I just really, really think Scrappy created this whole beef for a storyline. Like, he
gonna still be my brother, but that don't mean you your brother's keeper.
All right. I felt like he still kept it positive. He don't want no beef. I think he's coming at Scrappy in a loving way, but Scrappy is not healed. He still needs to deal with his trauma, and that's why Khaotic, he cannot comprehend anything that you're saying right now, because you're walking in your manhood. He's still a little boy trapped in a grown man's body, and he does not like to be held accountable. He does not like to be held accountable. So go check out Khaotic's song to Scrap. It's called Competition. I think that's what it is. I think it's some jealousy there and things like that. And I think he's mad that Khaotic is a lot better at business than he is. Well, I mean, I see what you're saying here. I hope he never gets out. Yeah, no, I hope so too. Wrongful death suit, absolutely be more shorty. So you see what's going on? We have all these major social issues, and people are choosing to be petty and beef for fake storylines on a show that's Love and Hip Hop. For me, I'm just like, I think I've outgrown Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she still coddle him. She still coddle him. And a lot of times, men like Scrappy, they mama is their biggest downfall. But I'm here to tell my black sisters, my black queens out there, mothers, sons, you do them a disservice when you coddle and don't hold your sons accountable. You stunt their growth as men. That's that. That's it, Brig. Khaotic, do what you need to do. Khaotic is getting the bag, honey. Okay, I ain't even mad at him. And he tried to bring his brother up. His brother wasn't able to or open to receiving it. That's right. Where was it, Debbie Daddy too? Absolutely. That has a lot to do with his issues too, Brie. That's right. Go Hill. Go Hill. And to be quite frankly, a life is beautiful or whatever, but for Erica to be pregnant, if it's by Scrappy, I think she's going backwards. That's just my opinion. I think she's going backwards. Like, at least get a ring, girl. All the years you done put in with that man, at least get married. get married, child. All right, up next. There's a lot of racism being exposed in this climate of things. Let's start off with the New York Supreme Court judge who's facing removal after body cam footage exposed her racially offensive, profanic-filled rants and threatening to unalive Black teens. Child, shout out to it's on site for this. Yes, Erica Dixon is pregnant again. Girl, tie your tubes.
We got to get these keys so we can get these guys out of here. All right. I'm just saying, I don't know if you got any more flashlights laying around. Yeah. Keys. They were scuffling and lost a whole set of keys.
Come back tomorrow to find your keys. You gotta leave. You're not gonna find your keys.
Where's the
you
car?
gotta call an Uber and get off the property.
This is the car?
No. That's what I'm saying.
Go hang out at the car. All right. I'm gonna
No, done. You're done. Get off the property. And that's Judge Gall. I'm a fucking judge. I'm telling you, get off the fucking
guys, hey, dude, go wait at the car.
No,
Go to the car. Go to the car.
I don't give a fuck. You tell your mother you were at a property that you weren't supposed to be at. Go. You're done. You're done. Get out. Officers, you gotta tell them to get off the property.
Right, but they're not. They got nowhere to go without.
I don't care. They can call an Uber.
I asked them to wait.
Call an Uber. They're not gonna find it in this right now.
Go to the car.
I mean, Jesus, that's finding a needle in a haystack. Get off. You can figure it out.
We're looking. We're gonna look, man. We have no idea.
Get off the property.
They could be across the street. Want a golf ball? Just go hang out up in the road at your car.
Get off the property. There's a fight here. I don't want anyone on the property. If I have to clear it out, I will. They're not going to find keys. They'll find them tomorrow. I'm not looking for keys. Guys, don't look for keys anymore, please. I don't care about this kid's fucking keys.
I do. So
I don't.
Relax. It's not even your house. Chill out.
Well, the homeowner probably. It's my jurisdiction, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Don't laugh.
I'm
What's
not.
your name?
Capelli.
Capelli. Okay, I'll make sure I tell you. I mean, seriously, you're worried about
Meet a bunch of adults.
And you're looking for his keys.
So did all the adults giving all these kids booze. So what do you want?
What was that?
So did all the adults giving these kids booze.
No, we don't even know who this kid
Well,
is.
that's what I'm saying. Let's just chill out, all right?
Adult gave his kid booze.
Let's chill out.
Capelli?
Let's get rid of them. All right, they're going.
Still looking for his keys.
Because he wants to get his car out of here. You don't want to hear all day, right?
I don't care. Tow it. Give it a ticket.
We're trying.
Give it a ticket. It shouldn't be
We're
there.
trying. That's why we're looking.
Capelli, this is ridiculous.
If somebody says, "Hey, I found whatever, I found the
I'll
keys,"
call
and
you if
give
I
them to
find.
us,
Yes, but I'm not
we'll
looking
take
for a
care of
key.
it.
The car started.
Obviously, the best case scenario would be if the key turned up and we had it and we gave it back to them. They won't come back here looking for it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, if they come back looking for it, I'll call you when they're on the property. Because you want to find them on the property, I'll call you when they're on the property.
Come back at all. That's what I'm sure.
If they did, they'll be arrested or they'll be shot on the property.
Well, I'm just letting you know that
Because
the best case
when they
scenario,
trespass, you can shoot them on the property.
should just come here and just.
No, I'm just saying.
I'll shoot them on the property.
No. We got to get these keys so we can get these guys out of here. All right. I'm just saying, I don't know if you got any more flashlights laying around. Yeah. Keys.
I don't know what to say. That's disgusting. That's a judge. Granted, they're wrong for being on the property, but
Oh, you're done. You're done. Get out. Officers, you gotta tell them to get off the property.
Right, but they're not. They got nowhere to
I
go
don't
without
care.
the
They
keys.
can call an Uber.
All right, let's see what this article is saying. It's saying an upstate New York Supreme Court judge went on a tirade against black teens and allegedly tried to use her position to convince officers to unalive black partygoers after a graduation party got out of control. So according to the Law and Crime Supreme Court, Judge Aaron Gall used a racially offensive prolonged public diatribe outside a high school graduation party during which she repeatedly invoked her judicial office. We heard her threaten blicky violence, and both criticized and pledged favored treatment for the police by telling responding law enforcement, "You know I am on your side." This is the problem. This is the problem right here. Misuse of power. Just like, that's right, be more short. Inciting violence like an agent like the Orange Man. Pure hate. Would have been different if they were Caucasian. You see, this is why we can't get over things. It's because people with attitudes like this, they keep reminding us and devaluing us, our children. Pure hate. Pure hate. But they want us to believe that racism doesn't exist. Make sense. All the horns are coming out on the devils, okay? All the horns are coming out on the devils. So she's facing removal. Here's another clip. Hold on. Is this better? Hold on 1 second. Let me play this one for you. Fair use, fair use, fair use. And shout out to 50 Cent for sharing it.
New video just released capturing State Supreme Court Justice Aaron Gall threatening to shoot a group of black teenagers.
They'll be shot on the property.
Well, I'm just letting you know that
Because
the best case
when they
scenario,
trespass, you can shoot them on the property.
They should just come here and just...
No, I'm just saying.
I'll shoot them on the property.
No.
The judge was at a high school graduation party at her friend's house when authorities say there was an argument between invited and uninvited guests. A group of black teenagers who received a text invite to the party with the address then arrived, and a fight broke out shortly after.
Kind of split open pretty bar.
Yeah, I've been telling him since I got eyes on him that he needs to go get checked out.
He was definitely hit with something.
During the scuffle, the teens lost the keys to their car and couldn't leave the neighborhood, appearing to upset Gall, who wanted the children to leave, but refused to turn over their car keys if she found them.
If the key turns up,
We're absolutely going to throw it in the toilet. You're welcome.
somebody's sister's coming to pick them up and get them out of here, and I'm going to get his information, and
Well,
if we
put him
find
in
the
the back
keys,
of the cop car,
if I
let him
find
wait
the
there.
keys-
5 law enforcement agencies arrived on the scene during the more than hour-long ordeal, during which the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct said the judge repeatedly invoked her judicial office.
And that's Judge Gall. I'm a judge. I'm telling you, get off the
Hey, dude, go in at the car.
I'm the Supreme Court judge.
I know,
I'm
you judge.
sitting here.
Threatened gun violence,
I'll shoot them on the property.
No.
If I have to clear it out, I will.
and both criticized and pledged favored treatment for the police.
The good part is, I'm always on your side. You know I'd take anyone down for you guys. You know that. You know that. You know I am on your side.
Video also captures the judge making comments about the black teens' intelligence levels.
They don't look like they're that smart, honestly. You're not going to business school, that's why.
And praising her son for beating up partygoers, among other comments.
He put him smack down once he got hit.
I didn't say it was one-sided.
The commission now calling for the judge to be removed from the bench. The commission administrator telling CBS 6 it is utterly unacceptable for a judge to threaten gun violence, exhibit racial prejudice, promise favorable treatment for the police, or disparage a law intended to keep guns away from dangerous people. Any one of these things would undermine public confidence in the administration of justice. That all this and more was committed by one judge disqualifies her from further service on the bench. Now, Gall's attorney did provide a statement in a brief released by the commission saying the judge was in shock at the time, saying the incident triggered a trauma response to her own assault in the 90s. The judge saying in part, I was acting as a mom who just witnessed something awful. I wasn't acting appropriately or thinking the right way. She also says she attended counseling following this incident. It's now up to the Court of Appeals to decide whether or not to remove Gall. She's asking for a punishment lesser than removal. She's suspended while her fate is decided and has 30 days to appeal. Her 14-year term is set to expire next year.
So on top of everything, you ask for favor and privilege. You can't make this stuff up. And you wonder why police get to come in our home and take our lives. This is the general attitude of people. But one thing I want to point out, remember the officer said, we need to charge the adults that gave all the kids the alcohol. Hey, AT2. Love AT2. Make sure y'all go subscribe. Not that he needs my help. He's doing great on his own, but make sure y'all go check out his content. He's a great content creator. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. And don't tell me it's not racially motivated. She was glorifying her son fighting. This is a judge that presides over cases, our lives. She needs to be disbarred, like Miss Brenda said. It's disgusting. And she says she sits on the state Supreme Court. And this is why your children, this is why we always in danger. Because of attitudes like her. And she feels like at any time she can exercise her privilege and her power of the bench. But God is bringing everything back. All these little racist monsters are coming out. Coming out. But it's attitudes like her and that officer that took Massey's life. That's why this keeps happening. That's why this keeps repeating over and over again. It's a wound that never heals for us. But this is the general attitude of a lot of people in this country. It's sad. It's sad. All right, let's get into the politics of things because there's a lot going on there, chill. That story got me like, there's so much commentary going on. Let's start here and shout out to Hollywood Unlocked. So, a panel of Trump supporters, Caucasian women in Wisconsin, are giving their spin on how they feel about Kamala Harris running for president. Thank you, Couture Bay. I appreciate you joining me. Yes, please get these likes up. Let me see what y'all saying. James said, Deep South, you can see and feel the racism. Up north, it's covered up until you get angry and you really see their true colors. Absolutely. Miss Brenda said, get her out. Who cares if she needed therapy? I don't care. There's always making excuses. I have PTSD and I don't act like that. She's exactly, Juanita. Exactly. But they get to come up with all the excuses in the world. But we're looked at automatically. They assume we're criminals. They have no understanding. They forget that we're human, and they remain just like animals in the jungle. But women's unhinged. All right, let's get into these women and see what they know about Kamala. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked for this footage. So Trump supporters in Wisconsin are shook by tons of Kamala Harris supporters. Everybody's excited about her, and that scares me. No, what scares me is the fact y'all support this SAer, this convicted felon, this. Oh, I can't even. Fair use, fair use. Here we go.
Harris as the nominee dramatically changes Donald Trump's odds of winning?
I'm worried about it.
Yes.
I think she's going to go for the minority and female and younger voters.
Progressive. Everybody's excited about her. Right. And that scares me. Right. You know, because Trump has to reconfigure where he's going and how they're going to outsmart her.
How do you perceive Vice President Harris compared to President Biden in terms of competency and experience?
I think she's worse. She doesn't even know what's going on at the border.
Right.
And that's what she was
supposed to be doing
and in charge of. I mean, as a school teacher, if I did not do what I was...
Do you think that having Vice President Kamala
supposed to be doing, you better believe my job would be in jeopardy. Well, it isn't. Not only was her job not in jeopardy, she was just handed a promotion.
Is there anyone that Kamala Harris could appoint as her vice president that you would find reassuring, would make you consider voting for her?
No.
Never considered voting for her.
No. I would know RFK Jr. way before her. Same. Absolutely.
Yeah. And she's not the first woman to run for the presidency, Hillary Clinton. I'm assuming no one voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. So it's not necessarily going to sway you to vote for a woman in office. When do you think America will have a female president?
When there's a competent one.
Just, I don't get a good feel for her.
I think she's an idiot.
Right.
Mary, why do you think that she's not that bright?
Because she hasn't done
supposed to be doing
anything in the time that she's had. We don't know anything about her as far as her 3 years so far in the White House. She's not real smart. That's my opinion. I could be wrong.
If Vice President Kamala Harris wins the election, do you think that will be an honest result?
No.
No one respects her.
So that was Trump supporters weighing in on Vice President Harris.
On anything in the time that she's had.
I think they're ignorant. I think they're all ignorant. I mean, she's college educated. I've seen what she has tried to do in women's health care and things like that. I think these women have not even done their homework. They're blinded and they just want to support who they want to support. But yet we turn the cheek when it comes to Trump's antics, the fake assassination attempt. I'm going to say it because I feel like it was staged and someone lost their life. Nobody even looks at that. Someone lost their life in that. All right. Him spewing his hate rhetoric towards Kamala Harris, towards people in general. They feel competent in a man that accepted a right at the Capitol and put all those lives in danger. They feel competent enough in him to run the country. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you like? And this is why this country is in the condition that it's in, because of people like that. Like
the receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl? Because I got receipts. You want me to bring the receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts?
Do I need to bring up the receipts? Everything this man has done to tear down this country. He doesn't have our best interests at heart at all. At all. But yet, the political agenda, they create panels of these women that are ignorant. And they probably just fans of Trump. They probably just fans. Just as that. She's not smart. The person that you are endorsing can't even stay on the same thought in one sentence. But Kamala's not smart. Kamala's not smart. Okay. But yet you got criticism everywhere. A man that was against Trump, he has so much to say now. Okay, like, I believe you're backbiting behind. Like, pick a side and stick to it. Shout out to Bala.
Saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made. And so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it? What I'm saying is that we're effectively run in this country via
Naughty Crew. I just wish all these mofos learn to.
Ever in life, I stand on business. You drop me somewhere, I stand on business. You drop me in your hood, I stand on business. I don't feel like you stand on business. Yeah, I've been stood on business. I've been stood on business. Ever in life, I stand.
Part is that this is a woman's panel, and yet they support a man who doesn't give a ish about them. He don't care about women. He don't even respect women. He don't even respect his own wife. Y'all forget he was cheating on her with a porn star. Excuse me, I said that wrong. Porn stars. Sorry, YouTube. Yes, they all said no at the same time. Kamala saying there's no racism. I've never seen her say that. James, send me the clip if you can find it. But it's definitely racism in this country. I bring up on a regular basis. Color trends. All right, shout out to the Shade Room for this one. Let me see what this is. Maybe this is what we're talking about. Of course, they're going to do anything to deflect and distract. Let me do I agree with everything Kamala says? Nah.
When she sits down in an interview and says, "Do you want to fund ICE? Where do you stand on Medicare for all? Why didn't you show up?" The most recent decision, already you got a question. She will not show up for the Prime Minister's joint session of Congress today. She'd rather address in the summer a sorority, a college sorority, like she can't get out of that. So that's her decision, and that's her decision to back up the protesters.
And how about the border? When they ask her about the border,
A colored sorority. Ignorant.
Why didn't you show up the most recent decision, already you got a question. She will not show up for the Prime Minister's joint session of Congress today. She'd rather address in the summer a sorority, a college sorority, like she can't get out of that. So that's her decision, and that's her decision to back up the protesters.
And how about the border? When they ask her about the border, I haven't been to Europe either. Remember, she said that.
When she
And to the sisters of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, I thank you for your incredible service to our nation as well. You know, I know who we all are. I know who is here. And I know, therefore, that we share a vision for the future of our nation. A future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. A future of social justice, health justice, economic justice, just as you have laid out in this year's theme. Ours is a vision of a future in which we realize the promise of America.
She's boule. She always been boule. She's an AKA. Those are all the people that's going to vote for her. So people are coming out on Twitter. FYI, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Inc. is not some colored sorority. It's a 104-year-old organization of college-educated women with a long history of scholarship and service. You sound foolish and racist trying to stop VP Harris because she chose to honor her commitment to speak. You see how the ignorance is spread so rapidly, Naughty Crew? That's why I encourage all of you to do your homework, use your logical minds, and clearly exist. They show us every day that it exists. And social media, I think, has provided it. But Whoopi, she's sounding off on J. And shout out to the J brand. Strange Fruit, Van Jones. Woo! This stuff has got me so tense, Naughty Crew. It's not even funny. Let's hear what Whoopi got to say. Here we go.
That Republicans, excuse me, are second guessing their VP choice.
Oh, yeah.
And resurfaced with a video of JD Vance, and it's not really helping him connect with a lot of voters. Take a look.
We're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made. And so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it?
Sir.
Wow.
There are people who have chosen not to have children for whatever reason. There are people who want to have children who cannot. How dare you? You never had a baby. Your wife had a baby, but you never had a baby. So you know nothing about this. And how dare you? And women, you heard how he thinks of you.
Yeah.
This is not good for you, JD. That Republicans, excuse me.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Who are you? But these are the same people that helped Roe versus Wade get turned over because they don't value women in this country at all. It's a patriarchal country. So they're going to do anything to disparage Kamala. Hold on, James. Let me see. 1 second, guys. Please get these likes up and share.
bring it up with him. We've done lunch in the 843. Charleston dropping a clue bomb for the 843. Okay. I did several events with Vice President Harris when she was running for president. I've been with Vice President Harris in Goose, South Carolina, assisted her in unveiling her mental health plan. I've been with her at South Carolina State, quite a few places. Okay, I've had on-air, off-air conversations with both of them. I actually would call both of them homies. Okay, I enjoy both of them. Don't agree with all their politics, but as humans, the exchange of energy I've had with them, I like them. That's why I'm so disappointed. Dare I say disgusted with both of them on this fine Friday morning. Now, the other night, President Joe Biden delivered his first address before a joint session of Congress. After that was over, Senator Tim Scott, the only black person in the Senate, gave a rebuttal on behalf of the GOP, and he got put on the social media skewer. I mean, they grilled and sauteed his ass, rightfully so, for these comments he made about race in America. Listen.
I get called Uncle Tom and the N-word by progressives, by liberals. Believe me, I know firsthand our healing is not finished. 100 years ago, kids in classrooms were taught the color of their skin was their most important characteristic. And if they looked a certain way, they were inferior. Today, kids are being taught that the color of their skin defines them again. And if they look a certain way, they're an oppressor. From colleges to corporations to our culture, people are making money and gaining power by pretending we haven't made any progress at all. Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country. I disagree. Okay, but here's the interesting thing about Tim Scott.
I ain't know it was Charlemagne.
Ability and the courage, frankly, to speak.
To see slavery.
I don't care about
Want to unify the country, but not without speaking truth and requiring accountability as appropriate.
Well, if you're speaking truth, you can't start off by saying America is not a racist country, Vice President Harris. In my mind, I'm like, who on Vice President Harris's comms team is this?
Having the ability and the courage, frankly, to speak the truth about it. He spoke what we know from the intelligence community. One of the greatest threats to our national security is domestic terrorism manifested by white supremacists. And so these are issues that we must confront. And it does not help to heal our country, to unify us as a people, to ignore the realities of that. And the idea is that we want to unify the country, but not without speaking truth and requiring accountability as appropriate.
Well, if you're speaking truth, you can't start off by...
Okay. I agree with her. I already knew, like, the number. I don't care about Charlemagne the God. I don't like that Chester. Anyway, thank you, James, for sending me the story. James sent me the story, and you know, like when my Naughty Crew sent me stories, I tried to like bring them on the show because I asked him to say, you know, show me where she's saying that racism doesn't exist. We all know that's not fact. I think what's happening is they trying to change the narrative to erase racism, but you can't until you change the attitudes of the people in this country, which I think is impossible because it's so deeply ingrained from so many years ago. I'm gonna continue to put out the word, like racism is still very much alive and well. If you are getting more brazen and bold. So Donald Trump's nephew, you know, since we discrediting Kamala and all these effed up politicians because they all liars and they're gonna gaslight us just to get our votes, right? That's the reality of it. It's a matter of you choosing the lesser of two evils, and that's how I operate in reality. Okay, so I'm gonna just bring forth right the fact. All right, shout out to the Jasmine brand for this. Donald Trump's nephew claims presidential candidate repeatedly used the N-word during racist rant about his damaged car. Racism doesn't exist. Well, I'm here to prove it does. Okay. So Donald Trump's relative recently accused him of using racial slurs. Even his niece, Mary Trump, she said the N-word was used regularly. She heard it regularly growing up. So the nephew, Fred C. Trump, III claims in his forthcoming novel that his uncle once repeatedly used the N-word while blaming Black people for a crime with no evidence. The Central Park 5, low, but he's not racist. Okay. So, in an excerpt from the forthcoming novel, All in the Family, the Trumps and How We Got This Way, Fred C. Trump III recounts a time during the 1970s when he says his uncle, presidential candidate Donald Trump, went on a racist rant after finding the roof of his Cadillac Eldorado convertible with 2 gashes in it. Fred writes about the moment. Ninjas, I recall him saying disgustingly, look what the ninjas did. Arthur also claimed his famous uncle didn't have proof or knowledge of who was actually responsible, though he summarized that. Donald Trump went straight to the place where people's minds sometimes go when they a fresh affront across the racial divide. Reps for the president have reportedly since denied the claims made in the book. Donald Trump's spokesperson, Stephen Chung, stated in response to the allegations that claims are completely fabricated and totally fake news. Fake news. You know, Donald Trump loves fake news. It's all fabricated. It's all ridiculous. It's bad, bad, bad. He added, it is appalling. It is appalling. A lie so blatantly disgusting can be printed in media. Anyone who knows President Trump knows he would never use such language. Well, his nephew is not the only one that came out. It was his niece also said it. Third party candidates. Okay? The only thing I can do is give you the information. Now you can do as you may with it. Everybody ain't lying, okay? It's a lot. It's a lot of ignorance. Being thrown in the area. President Biden, on the tail end of that, JD Vance made his disparaging comments about Kamala being childless and bonus mom. We have Jennifer Anderson speaking out. As you all know, she does not have any children. Okay, that was one of the main reasons why her and Brad Pitt ended up breaking up, because she did not want children and he did. So she posted to her Twitter, she said, I truly can't believe this is coming from a potential vice president of the United States. JD Vance, we went over this. He said women having given birth like Kamala Harris are childless cat ladies. It's disgusting. She said, all I can say is, Mr. Vance, I pray that your daughter is fortunate enough to bear children of her own day. I hope she will not need to turn to IVF as a second option, because you are trying to take that away from her too. Project 2025. It's sexist. It's a sexist, patriarchal country, and they're nervous. They're nervous. Naughty crew. They're nervous. They are scrambling to remain in control so that they can continue to push their agendas. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So President Biden spoke out. Okay, this is about Trump's nephew too. All right. Yeah. His nephew also revealed that Trump said disabled people should just DIE to avoid mattresses. He's ignorant, but yet you got a panel of women that will sit and windmill for him. Make it make sense. Come on, Biden. What you gotta say, Biden? Come on. He addresses the country. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talks for capturing this.
My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you tonight from behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office. In this sacred space, I'm surrounded by portraits of extraordinary American presidents. Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation. George Washington, who showed us presidents are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think is more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures. It's about we, the people. We can never forget that. My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you tonight from behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office.
You know, I appreciate Biden for putting the country first, but I stress to my naughty crew the importance of getting out and voting. You see the disparaging rhetoric that's being spewed upon us. They're going to say anything, do anything. And I say do your own research. Do your own research, do your own homework. And remember, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And remember, everybody's going to push their agenda so that they can win or vote. It's crazy. It's not. It's definitely not. Right? That's all I have for you today, Naughty Crew. I'm going to be back. I'm going to try to come back later with trending topics because there's a couple of things I want to go over. Wiz Khalifa responding to Amber Rose fight with what's her name? Oh, Jocelyn, the Puerto Rican princess. DB. Yeah. And the woman, what's her name? From the game. She's speaking out. I used to love that show. Gabrielle Dennis, that's her name. She is speaking out about her experience and her years on the game. So I want to get into that. I also want to get into this whole Tasha K on her panel talking about she's with all these different rappers. Girl, you go get tested, child. So I got some different footage. So these are the topics I wanted to cover for this morning. I appreciate every last one of you joining me. Hey, Danny Omega, coming in. Yeah, Jocelyn got. But let Textboard tell it's not the whole footage. Textboard was still in my comments. Like I said, it's not the whole footage. It's not the whole footage. It don't matter. She got Molly Wop Textboard. I love you guys. Like, comment, share. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Like I said, prayers up to Sonya Massey's family. I hope that they get justice. I pray that the Chicago protest stays peaceful and it doesn't turn violent and they start looting and all like that, because you diminish the meaning behind your message. You take the power out of your message when you start to break the law. That does not help the situation. That's just adding more fuel to the fire. At the end of the day, those businesses, they have nothing to do with what that officer did to Sonya Massey. So let's just keep it peaceful so that she can get justice. Also, go check out Khaotic's diss track to Scrappy. I feel like Khaotic is handling like a real true grown adult. And he's standing in his manhood. And Scrappy is not there. He's not on his level. And sometimes you gotta understand, you gotta meet people where they at. Period. But Khaotic said, I'm gonna make this bread. Okay? All right, and let me know what y'all think about what's going on in our politics. Okay, we are so divided in the country. And I think a lot of people are clouded That's the best way I could describe it. But I appreciate every last one of you joining me today. And to my YouTube content creators, partners, like, can we spread love? Can we spread some peace? Can we bridge the gap? We don't have to beef to get ahead, but like, if y'all want to beef, so let's go.
You don't want no problems, you just talk like you do. Let me show you that you don't want no problems, you just talk like you do.
I miss my buttons. I miss my buttons to all my haters.
And I wanna say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
I love every last one of y'all, and I hope y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Like I said, I'm gonna try to come back on later. If not, we'll be back in the morning. Until next time, Naughty Crew.